Welcome to the Happiness Matters podcast, where we'll explore happiness at work and show you how to coach yourself to be happier there and more successful too, no matter what.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the next in our Series 1 Insight Sessions. I trust you enjoyed last week's episode on smiling. How did you enjoy the poem Smile a While? Have you tried it out? Also, I've had a few queries about the Marmite scones I made for my mother's 88th birthday. So I've put the recipe up on our website and on our Facebook page, Happiness-Matters.coach. This week, we're following the thread we started 3 weeks back about the human smile and how it can help us expand what we've done in our Series 1 coaching. Now we're talking about laughter. Remember, these bonus episodes are designed to apply the concepts and coaching I introduce in the podcast. I'm doing this in 3 ways. We're digging deeper into the coaching tools to help you understand your happiness coaching better. They're an opportunity to merge ideas from the many disciplines that touch on happiness and success at work. And they're an opportunity to explore the insights we're discovering on this coaching together. So today I'll kick off our discussion by following the same path as the last few episodes. We'll look into Gelotology, the study of laughter and its benefits to us physically, mentally, and socially. We'll explore how to use laughter to benefit us at work and in our happiness at work, giving you some quick coaching hacks that you can use immediately. And we'll touch on how we decode laughter, what we make it mean about others and about ourselves, as we define what happy and successful at work, no matter what, means to each of us individually. But I actually want to spend more time in applying what we learn about laughter to one specific area in our Series 1 coaching journey, your future vision. Looking back, we introduced your future vision, your goal of coaching, happy and successful at work no matter what, in episodes 1.3 and 1.4. And if you remember, we created this future vision by applying brainstorming and visioning tools to help you articulate it. With our discussion on laughter, I want to offer you a way to check back on your future vision, expanding on episode 1.6 to ensure it's robust, that its pursuit through this coaching together is well worth your while. We're now at the beginning of spring here in Cape Town, and this month in South Africa we recognize Spring Day as the 1st of September, but celebrate it a little later on National Heritage Day. Prior to becoming a democracy in 1994, this was known as King Shaka Day, in honor of the legendary Zulu king, and now it's a day to acknowledge the heritage of the Rainbow Nation, fondly known as National Braai Day. And a braai is a barbecue in every other language except here in South Africa. So from warrior to reconciliation, it seems to be somewhat fitting today to be talking about laughter and the social bonds that it can create. Remember, you can find everything I discuss on this podcast on our website, Happiness-Matters.coach. So you'll find all the previous episodes, including 1.3, 1.4, and 1.6, as well as all the Series 1 coaching tools. I will also include the recipe for Marmite scones here and the playlist link for this episode 1.11 in the show notes. Okay, so laughter, what is it? Do I even need to define it? This is such an interesting question because it's something that seems to be a no-brainer for all of us, certainly for me. We all know what it is and mostly how and why we use it. But the scientific study of laughter has been far less easy to pin down. There is so much written about what it is, how it happens, why it happens. So many recent studies making claims that are disputed by another set of studies. So I've taken what I've found useful and reliable in my coaching practice to share with you on this coaching journey together. Wikipedia's definition of laughter just made me laugh. It defines laughter as a physical reaction in humans consisting typically of rhythmical, often audible contractions of the diaphragm and other parts of the respiratory system. Well, yes. Then it goes on to say that a normal laugh has the structure of ha 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 or ho ho ho. Just think of the ho 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 Merry Christmas laugh of Father Christmas. Wikipedia says that it is unnatural and one is physically unable to have a laugh structure of ha ho ha ho. Maybe I should try that. Ha ho ha ho. Yes. The usual variations of a laugh most often occur in the first or final note in a sequence. So ho ha ha or ha ha ho laughs are possible. This basic structure allows one to recognize a laugh, despite individual variants or our own laugh prints. Studies suggest that there are 10 different types of laughter, along the same lines as the 19 different types of smiles in our previous episode 1.10. So there's the well-known belly laughter, contagious laughter, snorting laughter, and the canned laughter of TV sitcoms. There is etiquette laughter, silent, nervous, cruel, and stress-relieving laughter. And then there's pigeon laughter, which is laughing without opening your mouth with your lips sealed, producing a humming sound. Try it and see how you go. Just think of all the names we have for laughing. Chuckle, giggle, chortle, cackle, snicker, titter, snigger, and snort. And there's even a laughter measurement scale, the Andreoli scale for heartiness. I particularly love this description by 1800s humorist Josh Billings. When you do laugh, open your mouth wide enough for the noise to get out without squealing. Throw your head back as though you were going to be shaved. Hold on to your false hair with both hands, and then laugh till your soul gets thoroughly rested. Doesn't this bring up a vision of an absolutely delightful laugh? Robert Provine, a behavioral neurobiologist at the University of Maryland, has done a lot of research into laughter, collecting his findings into a book, Laughter, a Scientific Investigation. From his research studies, including the famous giggle twins, he believes that laughter is primitive. It's an unconscious vocalization. The grunts and cackles come from our animals' unconscious. It sets us and our close cousins, the primates, apart from all other species, although other research disputes this. Apparently, rats laugh when they're tickled on their necks, and it's just such a high frequency that we can't hear it. For interest, some of the recent research on chimpanzees and their laughter was done at Chimfunzi in Zambia. Chimfunzi is a sanctuary set up on the Copperbelt, very near to where I was born, by friends of my parents, Dave and Sheila Siddle. Chimps are not indigenous to Zambia, but wildlife smuggling routes pass through Zambia, and the orphanage is now one of the largest chimpanzee sanctuaries in the world. If you'd like to donate to Chimfunzi, I've included the link for you in the show notes. The last time I was there, a baby hippo orphan had just taken over the family swimming pool. Because it's so fundamental to us, Robert Provine believes that everyone has the capacity to laugh. Even children born deaf and blind are able to laugh, and babies laugh long before they acquire speech. From his research into laughter patterns on his urban safaris, where researchers documented 1,200 laugh episodes around the city, our new natural habitat, he found that speakers laughed 46% more than their audiences. Are you laughing now? Women laughed 126% more often than the men they were talking to, and people laughed 30 times more around others than when alone. So interesting, isn't it? There doesn't seem to be any solid research to back up the popular belief that the average person laughs 13 times a day and that children laugh 3 to 5 times more than adults, even up to 400 times a day. But I think we can safely say that children do seem to laugh more readily than adults. So according to Provine, laughter is a mechanism everyone has. Laughter is part of universal human vocabulary. There are thousands of languages, hundreds of thousands of dialects, but everyone speaks laughter in pretty much the same way. Or as author Paul Loney said, laughter has no foreign accent. Other researchers have looked into why we laugh, coming up with incongruity theory, superiority theory, and relief theory. Never mind that we laugh because we're being tickled or sharing humorous stories. German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche said, "Perhaps I know best why it is man alone who laughs. He alone suffers so deeply that he had to invent laughter." It's very clear from the research that our age, gender, education, language, and culture will all shape what we find funny and why, and when we choose to laugh out loud. This brings to mind our episodes on how we decode the meanings behind the human smile, the yellow smiley face icon, and emojis and emoticons. What do we make laughter mean? What do you make it mean about you? And what do you make it mean about others, especially at work? When it comes to the benefits of laughter, I'm only going to list them rather than go into all the different research studies as I did last week on the human smile. I do want to look at what actually happens in our brain when we laugh, as that's pretty fascinating. Starting with the benefits to you, they're best summed up by author Mary Pettibone Poole. He who laughs, lasts. Physically, laughing is said to boost your immunity, lower your stress hormones, decrease pain, relax your muscles, and prevent heart disease. Mentally, laughter is said to add joy and zest to life, ease anxiety and tension, relieve stress, improve mood, and strengthen resilience. And apparently laughing when you get up in the morning has similar beneficial effects to drinking coffee, which brings a whole new dimension to my views on coffee in the office and sustainable employee engagement. Listen to episode 1.4 to find out more. Always laugh when you can. It's cheap medicine, said English poet, adventurer, and enthusiastic party boy in the early 1800s, Lord Byron. The mad, bad, and dangerous to know Lord Byron. What's very interesting is when you look at what's going on in our actual brain when we laugh and the regions in the brain that are involved with laughter. And this is a very simplistic view. Most of our emotional responses are confined to specific areas of the brain within the frontal lobe. Laughter is different. Laughter seems to be produced via a circuit that runs through many regions of the brain, a bit like an electric wave. And structures in our brain's limbic system also contribute to the production of laughter. The limbic system controls many of our basic survival behaviors, such as finding food. So laughter is partly a primal urge, even an instinct. So what's most interesting when we consider laughter and your happiness at work? It's probably best described by Victor Borge, a Danish comedian and musician nicknamed the Clown Prince of Denmark and the Great Dane. He said, "Laughter is the shortest distance between two people." Or, as British comedian John Cleese says, "Laughter connects you with people. It's almost impossible to maintain any kind of distance or any sense of social hierarchy when you're just howling with laughter. Laughter is a force for democracy." And how well has he proved this with Monty Python in Fawlty Towers, A Fish Called Wanda, R and Q in the James Bond movies, Nearly Headless Nick in Harry Potter, and the alcoholic English teacher in the South African movie Spud. Laughter offsets and diffuses hostility. It creates connections with other people and strengthens your relationships. It attracts others to us. It enhances teamwork and promotes social group bonding. As Robert Provine says, laughter is not about jokes. Most laughter is about playful relationships between people. The Harvard Business Review goes into these benefits at work in more detail. Laughter relieves stress and boredom, boosts engagement, boosts well-being, spurs creativity and collaboration, and improves your analytic precision and productivity. The famous poem by Ella Wheeler Wilcox, "Laugh and the whole world laughs with you," describes just how laughter is contagious, which is something we can really make use of to support our happiness and success at work. Also, according to the Harvard Business Review, telling jokes can make you seem more confident and so more competent. A recent book, The Humor Code, looks at humor at work and suggests it's not whether or not you're funny, it's what kind of funny you are. Be honest and authentic. If you can't be ha-ha funny, be at least aha funny, because cleverness is sometimes good enough. Laughter is disarming. Poke fun at the stuff everyone's worried about. This reminds me of Peter Dirk Ace, one of South Africa's most loved comedians, satirists, and social activists, who poked fun at the ruling party all the way through the old apartheid years, and managed not to get thrown in prison. And he continues to dig at the politicians of the new South Africa from his theatre in Darling. This is further brought to life by Mark Twain, the pen name of the father of American literature. Humanity has unquestionably one really effective weapon: laughter. Power, money, persuasion, supplication, persecution. These can lift at a colossal humbug, push it a little, weaken it a little, century by century. But only laughter can blow it to rags and atoms at a blast. Against the assault of laughter, nothing can stand. 2 other really useful skills for you to use at work while you focus on happiness. Take care of what conclusions you jump to. Don't be too quick to take offense. Rather, apply what you learned about recognizing the Duchenne smile, the genuine, authentic smile from our last episode. And the other, especially at work and if you're a manager, don't be afraid to chuckle at yourself. It signals everything is okay. As actress Ethel Barrymore said, you grow up the day you have your first real laugh at yourself. Let's now look at how we can use all that we've discovered about laughing and the power of laughter to help us with coaching ourselves. The first is just about how to laugh more at work in order to get more of the benefits for yourself and for your colleagues. You can do a Google search on how to laugh more, and it will bring up lots of ideas on things you can do. But here are 3 that are linked to our self-coaching journey going forward, and which I will expand on in Series 2. Firstly, while we discovered earlier that laughter is not so much about jokes, jokes can be a really good way to get you in the mood or to spark a laugh in your colleagues as you lighten their day. As a child, I always loved the Reader's Digest section, Laughter the Best Medicine, and used to bore my poor parents by endlessly retelling its jokes and cartoons. Nowadays, Reader's Digest actually has an entire website dedicated to jokes. So I've put the link in the show notes in case you want to take some of these to work to kick off some playful relationship bonding. Then, the other is that we laugh at the sound of laughter. Hearing a laugh triggers a laugh. Think of Elmo from the children's TV show. There's a Tickle Me Elmo soft toy who laughs his signature giggle when he's squeezed. He's so funny. And he's very popular and famous for the 1996 Elmo craze when he was first released. He sold out so quickly that parents fought each other in the streets, ran after delivery trucks, and stampeded their way to buying Elmo. Not very funny at all. Just listening to the sound of laughter will make you laugh. And I've put together a playlist for you that you can find in our show notes on Happiness-Matters.coach. Lastly, there's the idea of laughing on purpose and intentionally, or faking it till you make it. We introduced this concept last week when we talked about smiling and the benefits of smiling. Current research tells us that even when we fake a smile, we can get the benefits from the released neurotransmitters and neuropeptides. Our brains cannot tell if our smile is genuine or not. Something similar is at work when it comes to laughing, and this is where I'll digress into a very brief introduction to laughter yoga. I will go into this in more detail in Series 2, but I'd like to introduce this to you as a practice that you can do intentionally to get the physiological benefits and to start that social chain reaction on purpose. Laughter yoga sessions begin with some stretches and various versions of ho 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 and ha ha ha, just like Father Christmas, followed by specific laughter exercises. And what can I tell you? It sounds absolutely bizarre and ridiculous and embarrassing, but it works. I did a course to become a laughter yoga teacher a while ago. It was uncomfortable for me, but I was amazed at how good I felt every evening afterwards and how natural it became to laugh easily with strangers. Just try and sing happy birthday to you with the words he, ha ha ha, and ho ho ho, and you'll see what I mean. You can't help yourself. It's very catchy. I am putting links into the show notes for you so you can see the exercises on YouTube and try it out on yourself. I really encourage you to give it a try. If you do want to start coaching with me, please join us in our Facebook coaching group. You'll find this at Happiness-Matters.coach. Then, if you want to talk to me about an individual coaching program, please go to our website, which is also Happiness-Matters.coach, and click on the yellow button. Lastly, what I want to do is look at the coaching that we did in episodes 1.3 and 1.4 on your future vision, and the work we did with our coaching tool from episode 1.6, writing a letter from your future self. We started a visioning process of where do you want to be, 10 out of 10 happy and successful at work, no matter what. This is what we call your point B in coaching, the goal of your coaching with me. And the point of this exercise is that we purposefully and intentionally defined your vision of happiness and success at work. I want you now to apply what you learned today and in our previous insight sessions. Use smiling and laughter to check back and refine the future vision you created for yourself. When you look at your brainstorming and vision boarding efforts, does it make you smile? And does it make you laugh? How much joy, excitement, hope, anticipation, or happiness does it bring you? You now know so much more about smiling and laughter, you should be well able to answer this question quickly. Will your future vision ensure you are happier at work? If it does, then you're on the right track, and if it doesn't, it might need some refining. So why not go back and listen to the songs about rainbows and unicorns, Irish leprechauns, mnemonics, missing pots of gold, as well as our 3 happiness wisdom concepts in episodes 1.3 and 1.4, then revisit the Future Vision coaching tool from episode 1.6, coming from the perspective of smiling, smizing, and laughter. And while you do that, think about this from philosopher and psychologist William James. We don't laugh because we're happy. We are happy because we laugh. There really is no better time to do this work together. Next week, we continue building on the coaching we did in episode 1.6, where we discussed coaching as transformation. We're doing this in light of what we've learned in these insight sessions, these bonus sessions so far. Also, if you have any questions on the work we've done recently, please send them to me on our website, Happiness-Matters.coach/Ask Julia. I am compiling your more recent comments and queries for a Q&A episode coming up. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you had fun. I did. Bye for now, and enjoy baking those Marmite scones. They really are delicious.
Thanks for joining us on this Happiness Matters podcast. Do join us again here next week on Tuesday. You can subscribe to this series at Apple Podcasts on iTunes, or you can sign up for it on our website, Happiness-Matters.coach. That's Happiness-Matters.coach. COACH. Also, you can join our conversation on Facebook by following us there. Our Facebook page is also Happiness-Matters.coach.